Some time ago, I saw an advertisement for an online course that teaches dog guardians how to get their dog to have 100% focus on them all the time in any situation. And I usually skip such ads because they always put me in a bad mood. But I told myself, Eva, you cannot form an opinion on something that you haven't even looked at properly. And because I still want to believe that people do the best they know how, I decided to record this video about why it might seem great at first glance for a dog to have 100% focus on us. But when we look more closely, we see how harmful that can be for the dog and for the connection they have with their guardian, human guardian. And from what I've seen and read, I'd say that the motivation behind a dog having 100% focus on us is safety. And all guardians want their dog to be safe and for others to be safe. I, in no way, dispute this desire or the aspiration to achieve it. I think it's the only responsible thing we can do. However, I definitely disagree that teaching a dog to have 100% focus on us is an appropriate or even effective solution. So let's imagine having a friend that tells us that they have a partner who wants to be the only good thing in their life, the only thing they can choose, the only thing they can focus on, the only person they can interact with. They can only do things that this person approves of. Before they do anything, they have to check with this person whether they can do it or not. What would you call such a relationship? Because I know I would describe it as toxic and I would not wish it on anyone, especially not my friends. And our dogs' lives are already completely dependent on what we offer them. From what and when they eat, where and when they sleep, who they interact with, where and when they go on walks, and so on. In a way, we are already the center of their world because how their life looks like is entirely dependent on us. And now, on top of that, we are supposed to demand that they ignore things that they like, find interesting, or that are a part of natural canine behaviors, just because we have to be the most interesting, best, only thing for them. So, for the sake of the argument, let's say yes, okay, I want my dog to have 100% focus on me. They must ignore everything I say. Where does that even end? Does it stop at them not eating poop? Or does it turn them into robots who aren't allowed to do dog things because humans have deemed them unacceptable behaviors? So yeah, through training, I've worked on making my dog see only me in the whole world, listen to everything I say, not making their own decisions. Cool. Great. I've managed to achieve that. Dogs are extremely social, sentient beings with their own needs. Can we say with complete certainty that we can satisfy all the needs of such complex individuals if we demand we are the most interesting thing in their life or the center of their life? Or do we want this complete focus only when it benefits us, when it's convenient to us, while the rest of the time It's annoying because the dog constantly relies on us and sees only us. I know that for my dog, I want him to live as rich life as possible. I want him to find things that he finds interesting. I want him to be able to sniff, look at, and explore those things. I want him to have an infinite number of things he can enjoy, not just only me. I want him to be capable of using his own mind to think, to make decisions, not having me to tell him all the time what that decision should be. I want him to be a living being, not a robot. Especially because I saw firsthand what it's like to have a dog who only sees you, who only sees you as the only safe, good thing in their life. It's been 5 years since I adopted Balt, and when I look at him now, it's very hard to believe where we started. Given how he looked and his mental state when he arrived, I know that his past was not easy at all. And it is completely normal process for a traumatized individual to become strongly attached to just one person they see as safe. And so in the beginning, I was the center of Balt's life, the only important thing in his life. His focus was exclusively on me the whole time. And maybe some people will think, wow, this is amazing. This is what I aspire to with my dog. But in practice, it meant he was like my shadow. Wherever I moved, he moved. I could not leave the room he was in because he experienced such terrible distress. He showed no interest in anything. You didn't know what he liked or what he disliked. Where I was, he was. Even if he did not want to be there, nothing made him happy, nothing interested him. And it didn't even feel like he was a living being. And I know that his case is extreme, but with it, I want to show you how unhealthy it really is to be the center of someone's life, to want to achieve that they are only focused on us, to want to be the one who makes every decision for another individual. Because we cannot switch this on and off whenever we feel like it. We cannot choose only the good things we expect from a dog having this focus on us. Safety. Because these come with all the negative consequences for an individual who cannot make their own decisions. It has a negative impact on their well-being, their cognitive abilities, self-confidence, behavior, and more. Every organism is in contact with their environment, with the things that are present and happening in that environment. And the organism also responds to all of this with curiosity, fear, joy, insecurity, indifference, and so on. And that the individual response to things is a normal part of life for all living beings. And the ability to respond as they wish is crucial for the well-being of every individual. As a species, dogs are extremely intelligent, adaptable, and excellent at navigating various complex situations. We must give them the opportunity to learn this. because we control their whole life, if we like it or not. And they can only learn it if we enable them to. And here I'm not talking about us training them again on how they should respond or not respond to something, but rather that we give them space where within safe boundaries, they can start using their brains, observe what is happening around them, and based on that, make informed decisions about how they will approach something or not approach it. And believe me, a dog that has opportunities like these will be much better prepared for any situation than a dog from whom we demand 100% focus on us. Because what happens when we misjudge a situation, which often happens when we try to understand another individual, especially from a completely different species? Or what will happen where we are not around to tell the dog what they have to do? And that dog does not know how to respond, how to decide on their own if no one tells them what they can or cannot do. Not to mention the other consequences of having someone dictate every single step of your life. And the most ironic thing in all of this is that dogs are actually attentive to us all the time. And for that, they don't need to be close to us. They don't even need to look at us. The fact that dogs read us like an open book is due to a long shared evolution that has ingrained mutual connection in both us and dogs. Dogs recognize our intentions and desires not only from our body language, but also from our emotions. This means that we don't need to utter a single word, and dogs know exactly what's happening. But that doesn't mean that they won't find other things they like, they are interested in, want to see, want to explore. And they should live the richest, fullest life possible. We seriously underestimate dogs' cognitive functions and have a quite distorted idea of what a strong, healthy relationship looks like if we think we need to train a dog to be connected with us, and that we are only connected with them if they can focus on us, only on us, in every situation. Ask yourselves, how or why do you establish a relationship, a connection, attachment with other individuals? Each of our answers will be slightly different, but I really, really, really doubt it that anyone will answer this question with, because they demand to be the focus of my life. And it can happen for various different reasons that a dog might seem completely indifferent to us, always ignoring us, not wanting to be near us, not responding to our body language or the words we use, or that it always seems as if everything else is more interesting than us. And if it actually looks like they don't want or can't connect with us, the question should not be how we will train them to do this, but rather the question should be why this dog can't or won't do something for which they were literally evolutionary developed for.